Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, another fatal Icon crash takes life of former Major League pitcher. Blue Origin says space tours and flights coming in 2019. Lancair Mako offers optional BRS whole aircraft parachute. Hello, I'm Laura Hutson. It's November 8th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Former Major League Baseball pitcher Roy Halladay died when his Icon A5 impacted the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Florida Tuesday. One of the first known deliveries to a real customer, the Icon A5 program was beset by problems during its decade-long genesis and has logged 2 prior accidents, one of which killed Icon employees earlier in the year. Halladay was alone in the aircraft, which was discovered inverted in the Gulf after a crash that occurred at about noon. Halladay was a Major League pitcher who spent time on the roster of both the Phillies and Blue Jays over the course of a 16-year career that spanned from 1998 to 2013. This is the third major accident known to have occurred with this airframe. Earlier this year, a landing accident resulted in a sunken A5 and some severe problems for the foundering company, who had already embarrassed itself with numerous missteps and false statements. In May, 2 company personnel were killed in an accident in which an A5 collided with terrain. The company early on blamed the pilot long before the NTSB report, but it was also hard to ignore that the company had an alarming fondness for demonstrating the aircraft at low level and flying aggressively. After the break, Saudi prince fatally injured in helicopter accident.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight 4-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, the new AMA drone report, our website or podcast, just email to news-by@aero-news.net. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. A Saudi Arabian prince has been fatally injured in a helicopter accident near the country's border with Yemen, according to Saudi state television. Prince Mansour bin Mukrin, the deputy governor of Asir province, was aboard the aircraft with several other officials when it went down. Seneca College School of Aviation, located at the Peterborough Airport at Toronto, Canada, has contracted with simulator manufacturer Frasca International to provide a new Baron G58 Level 5 flight training device. The FTD will include Garmin G1000 NXI avionics, Frasca's Simplicity Instructor Operator Station, Frasca's True Vision visual system with 220° by 55° spherical enclosure and additional advanced features. GAMA has announced that its board of directors has approved CIES and FlightAware as members, and Lilium as an associate member. CIES is active in advanced design and development of aviation and high-value systems and interfaces. FlightAware is a flight tracking data company. Lilium is a fully electric vertical takeoff and landing jet. Airbus has transferred control of the satellite to SES following its launch on October 11th. The EchoStar 105 SES-11 satellite, built by Airbus Defence and Space, reached its geostationary orbit on October 19th and has been fully deployed and tested. SES is now testing the payload before the satellite enters service for the 2 operators at the 105° west orbital slot. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Blue Origin still has every intention of offering suborbital flights to the public, but the timeline for starting the 11-minute rides to the edge of space has been pushed back into 2019. Blue Origin had initially intended to begin manned testing the new Shepard booster and capsule this year, but it now appears that such manned test flights will not occur until sometime in 2018. The new target for the first paying customers to be carried on a suborbital flight is now April 2019. At a National Space Council meeting last month, Blue Origin CEO Bob Smith said that the company will begin launching humans into space within the next 18 months. He said the passengers will be everyday citizens. He did not mention what the cost of such a flight would be. Virgin Galactic is charging $250,000 for a suborbital flight aboard Spaceship Two when that system is ready to begin carrying passengers. Meanwhile, SpaceX is still hoping to carry passengers on excursions around the moon late next year. After these messages, Lancair Mako offers optional BRS whole aircraft parachute.
In collaboration with NASC, introducing Sonix Aerospace, bringing you the Taros Group 4 UAS, the redesigned Tiger Shark Block 4, and the Subsonics Twin Jet UAS, all derived from flight-proven manned systems, not concepts, real aircraft. More at sonixaerospace.com.
Welcome back. The new Lancair Mako single-engine piston-powered 4-seat aircraft will offer the BRS Aerospace whole aircraft parachute system as an optional safety feature. The system is similar to that offered as a retrofit to Cessna 172-182 aircraft and has standard equipment on the various Cirrus aircraft. Lancair is outfitting all Makos with design features to easily accommodate the parachute recovery system. Mako is a less expensive experimental alternative to certified aircraft with similar performance envelopes. BRS Aerospace helps take the Lancair Mako to a higher level of safety, especially important to the spouses, families, and friends of pilot owners, he added. The Lancair has a similar whole aircraft parachute system to that used successfully in other aircraft lines, which give many families additional peace of mind. BRS Aerospace's whole aircraft parachute system design calls for a parachute ballistic launcher to be installed in the aircraft with a pilot-initiated activator located in the cockpit. Upon activation, a ballistic rocket propels a parachute into the airstream to slow the airplane and float it down into a survivable vertical landing. The system is designed to be a last resort for pilots and passengers when all other attempts to recover the airplane in case of emergency or pilot incapacitation have failed. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is currently on our winter schedule and is streamed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating with Airborne Unmanned on Tuesday and the AMA Drone Report each Thursday. Additional breaking news bulletins may be posted for important stories that fall outside our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.